What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning on the top of the map in blue color, playing as Oranos. His name is Nullus. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Odin. His name is Thomas Shelby. What a time to be alive. This is the Challengers League portion of the Champions League. These are two of the strongest players in the group currently, or at least it seems that way with how they're playing. Both players, I believe, are undefeated. I could be wrong about that. It's tough to know. But the map is Alfheim. It is obviously the game number one. Thomas Shelby, also known as Doomslayer, or also known as all the other things that he could possibly be known as. But we do have a match for you guys here. Oranos against Odin on Alfheim. This is Nellis's home pick, and he's deciding to go in with the Oranos. He's actually looking like he's going for a 4-minute advance time here. One of the biggest advantages Oranos players can have, and every single civilization in effect has, is if you advance before the Norse player, chances are you can get some shenanigans. You can get some success there. We do see that there's some deer here as well as a bear. There's the Great Hunt immediately cast down as Nellis is going to be spotting that one, and this may be a little bit detrimental here for Thomas Shelby. I feel like it would have been better to use the Great Hunt on these cows here, but maybe Thomas Shelby can come in and eat the majority of this hunt before 4 minutes. He's got a roughly 2 minutes of gather time, so we'll see how he goes. And yeah, I mean, it's obviously this is going to be a valor push. These villagers will get pushed off of the deer, and then that'll be an interesting proposition to be understood by Mr. Shelby. We've also got the visceral horseshoes over in the corner here, extra 10% movement speed for the cavalry. We've got some more relics to look at. The Odin's wand, a negative 20% temple upgrade. Excuse me, just clearing my throat. I'm not sure if this relic has much significance for either player here, as generally speaking, Freya is the god of choice, and Prometheus is the god of choice. And while you can get the cheaper Promethean technology, you don't really get any technologies that are cheaper from the temple. Maybe the Valkyrie thing if you need to get Valkyrie spamming, but we'll see how that goes. It can help out a little bit later in the game with the Rhyme upgrade and maybe something else. We've also got Dwarven Calibers over here. Cheaper Siege, actually a really big relic there for the Atlantean player, but probably not going to get grabbed. And you also got the Flagstone of Buhan. So what is happening over here? We've got Nullus already advancing, going for the 4 minute here. He's actually leaving 3 villagers on food, 2 villagers on wood before moving, maybe moving this villager over to wood. No, I'm just going to happily keep eating here. He's actually missed that his hunts up the top here. Oh, sorry, down the bottom here. He's missed this. It looks like. Oh, no, he hasn't. He's just spotted it. Sees the deer here. We'll see if he makes a move for that a little bit later. But you can see that Thomas Shelby has eaten the majority of this, but most of this that's left is the Great Hunt, and he would probably have been able to eat it all and then move back into his base had he not Great Hunted, but instead not doing that here. We'll see what's going on. We've got Prometheus, obviously, and Freya. The oracles moving in very, very early here. Going to be trying to get some form of surround onto this location here. The first jab onto the oracles coming in. No Valor. There's the Valor going to be chasing these villagers away. Generally speaking, we see a shockwave in these situations with an attempt to pick off one of the villagers that runs back, and you're simply just trading shockwave for a villager kill here. We're seeing the oracle trying to path block that villager as it's trying to escape. The Herser coming back in, doing a decent job, but he probably could have killed that if he chased it. Instead, he's turning around and going to be going after Skeggy Kelp Wrath, but that turns into a classical age Herser there. Moving in, going to be pushing off the berry bushes as well. We do see a Valkyrie coming in, the Promethean coming in as well. The immediate target down of some of those citizen as the Valkyrie trying to get through here, and it's looking like he is doing that at this point, and He has made it through the oracles, looking to move into the base of Nullus. We've got some Terma and a Murmillo coming in as he's pushing out, but Nullus is going to have to somehow deal with this Valkyrie here. We've got a first Longhouse coming down, and that's going to be Ulfsark getting spammed out for the time being here, but Thomas Shelby is on chickens now. He's got no hunt left, so spamming out the Ulfsark is actually quite difficult. And honestly, the Oxguard in a bit of a precarious position here. Needs to be moved right up next to those villages to get the most wood out of it. Actually seeing he needs a little bit of that wood here to make houses and the second longhouse. But what I was going to say is when you get into these situations where you're looking for some raids over here, you does see the villager, but that's right underneath town center fire, so it's not going to be enough. But when you're on this hunt here, instead of on hunt, when you're on chickens or berries or cows, probably better to go after raiding cavalry or something. And while you are seeing this, the Murmillo are also coming out for Nullus. I'm not sure if he's cut villages for just a little bit here, but he's been making a couple of Murmillo just to help out before going in after the Terma after that one. So an interesting try here in order to put the pressure on. Now, the Valkyrie getting hit, getting pushed back as he's getting into his base, trying to throw up more houses here for himself, throwing up the watchtowers. Obviously, Shelby is attempting to hold on to his base for as long as possible. Moving on to these cows here. Does he have husbandry? He doesn't have husbandry. He's actually got 3 chicken left over here, so he should be eating those before moving on to the cows. Now husbandry coming in, and I bet you he wishes that he had held onto his great hunt for these cows, because this could have been 8 cows instead of 4, and this hunt is obviously never going to be grabbed for him. So small mistakes there in the early game for Thomas Shelby, going to become big mistakes later. We do see that the settlement is getting grabbed here by Nullus, attempting to put that one up. Well, that's going to get immediately spotted by the Ulfsark, and these units are out of position here. And this villager is going to try and make a break for it. He should be able to get back to the tower, no problems, because he is a fat little bugger there with 160 HP. But there are some units coming back to help out and take down these Ulfsark. Actually going to bail on it completely, building out another Murmillo here, sending another villager over onto this location. These villagers just going to retreat back. He does have, he's actually eaten all of his berries, all of his chicken. He does have this hunt still here that he can go to, potentially. We'll see if that's what he wants to do. We do see a Valor coming down, going to hit one of those, hit that hero citizen there. Now the Ulfsark's getting chased down. We'll take down one of them before the Ulfsark's getting away. They still don't have Lone Wanderer, but it is on the way now. We'll see how this goes. Ooh, not paying attention. He needs to get out of here with these Ulfsark, which he is doing nicely. Now the village is returning back onto this hunt here, as he needs to do so. Dwarves coming out. We've still only got the one longhouse here for Thomas Shelby. Population is 55 to 67, so Nullus very well in front. Going to have his second town center up very early as well in this matchup. The problem here is probably just going to be food here for Nullus. He's trying to do a farm transition, so he's got a lot of villagers on wood, pumping that out. Does he have plow? No upgrades, no economic upgrades, no economic guild even. So he needs to think about getting that, because these farms gather very, very slow without plow. Now the Ulfsark's coming back in. There is too many units here for Nullus. He's easily going to deflect this. And honestly, if you just move forward and grab some of this hunt here, you'd be in a really, really, really good position. He does have a bear in the back of his base here as well that he can eat. That's an extra 200 food before he needs to do anything else. We see another mana coming up. And this is some really nice play here from Nullus. We see Thomas Shelby grabbing this settlement, which is actually really, really smart, because it gives him a little bit of an edge here of defending this hunt and taking it for himself. As his hunt is just about to expire here, he's got a little bit left plus the deer. He will want to move forward and try and grab this, and if he grabs that, it's absolutely huge for Thomas Shelby. As Nullus is farming, he's building up his military barracks. Still no economic guild from Nullus. Now he's moving forward with his army, going to attempt to push in here and pick off Thomas Shelby, but he's going to be spotting this town center that's up in the middle of the map. It is technically Nullus's, because this is definitely closer to Nullus's base, but this town center is not hard to get for Nullus either. A little bit later in the game, we do see a cheeky wall going up in the corner here, preventing any sly movements here. Shelby is attempting to go mythic age, no, not mythic age, heroic age here. He's got a lot of food in the bank. He's not pumping units. He's actually stopped all this production, moving up onto this gold mine. He's got this gold mine as well. It's very, very safe. Throwing down the armory as well. The Ulfsar coming in, maybe going to get a villager pick off. There is a very easy way for that citizen to retreat into the sentry tower. The army of Nullus coming back, going to be pushing forward here to prevent the Ulfsar from taking that one down. So nice defense here from Nullus. And we see dwarves and an ox cart coming in as Thomas Shelby moving back onto these berries. He's not going for the ballsy play to grab these deers as the Ulfsar just running around. There's actually nothing for him to really pick off. The villagers nice and safe, throwing down a final mana, and now we've got the economic guild. We still don't have anything coming out of it, but it is up. And while this is going on, Nellis is like, all right, you're not building any military. I can kind of see that. I'm going to go in for the attack. But he's deciding to run away after seeing no units here. A little bit peculiar. Skadi will be on its way very, very shortly. He sees the armory here. And after this Ulfsark over here, the Skraeling, sorry, that's been here since the start of the game. And there's Skadi coming through for Thomas Shelby. This is absolutely huge because if you can get Skadi in this matchup without taking too much economic damage, you're going to be in a really, really good position to make a run for it with Baldur. And the gold mines here for Nullus are really, really bad. This town center actually secures all of these gold mines, and then the rest of the gold mines over here are going to get spotted very easily by this Raven. In fact, the Raven should be keeping an eye on those. And then a frost push is going to be really, really brutal. We're seeing hand axe coming through for Thomas Shelby here. Still no upgrades for Nullus, who is pumping villagers. But not pumping villagers from this town center, though, unfortunately. Now the Ulfsark trying to get surrounded. We see medium infantry has come through for Nullus, so that's going to help out quite a bit. Now the Ulfsark making a quick retreat back onto this location here. As the Terma retreating away. Promethean Offspring are getting taken down. The Ulfsark are here. You could cast Frost on this. Try and take down all those units under the town center fire. And now we see the citizens making their way over onto this gold. These dwarves are happily mining gold over here as well. Now a house coming up for Thomas Shelby. Moving over here. These dwarves trying to mine as best as they possibly can here. The troll coming in. Not troll, frost giant coming in here. Doing his stuff. You see one Mamillo falling. Still, Shelby, I mean, he doesn't quite have the population to move out, but what I would love to see is a hill fort or something, and then a big pressure over here. These Terma have found some nice villages to pick off here. A Frost Giant will be able to help out. Thomas Shelby going to turn around and fight this. That's going to be another villager falling, but 1 or 2 Terma are going to be going down, but the Mamillo coming in to start slicing at these villagers. A huge raid here from Nullus. Meanwhile, these Ulfsark aren't doing anything. He either needs to come back and defend or go and raid Nullus over here. But the Frost Giants picking off a couple of units here, getting pushed back, waiting for some extra support. Villagers back into the town center. He needs to start thinking about building farms here. He's got 500 wood in the bank. The other option is to simply just spam onto gold, build a market, get 2,500 gold, and then buy your way to the Mythic Age. Maybe a little bit more than 2,500, but you get the picture. That's the other option in these situations of low hunt, but we'll see if Shelby wants to try and do that. It's very, very all in, because it means you don't have any farms to fall back on when the Ragnarok fizzles out. We are seeing some military barracks coming down now for Nullus. And Thea is coming down as well. Still no plow, but he's got pickaxe now. So we'll see if Nullus is going to consider building anything else. 3 military barracks, maybe going to put more up. I wouldn't be surprised to see Nullus just race straight to the Mythic Age either. Alternatively, a big timing push on this, but he does have Frost to deal with. Very, very difficult god power to push through. The Ulfsark running around as best as they can, but Shelby does spot this location getting mined from. He freezes one of those citizens. The Frost Giant's actually the hard counter to citizen of the Atlantean variety, because they can freeze them in place and they cannot jump into the manor. That's a big raid there. Meanwhile, big raid over onto this location for Nullus, who's picking off dwarves. Really, really smart. There's the plow coming in. Will we be seeing Stymphalian birds? We do. We see immediate Hesperid's tree, immediate Stymphalian bird production here. Problem for Nullus really is going to be, where does he get gold from? He's getting a lot of food income, but no gold income. He has to rebuild his mana as well. And these Prometheans are getting pushed back, as it's looking as though Shelby is able to pretty much squash this Oranos pressure for the time being. The villagers have been pushed off gold though. That's hurting Shelby quite a bit, but there's a lot of wood in the bag, so he can start building those farms if he wants to. We'll see how he goes. See some Prometheans getting picked off. The Stymphalian birds are doing their damage. Do we see? Or we do not have a I can't remember what the upgrade is. So bad. We don't have Axe of Muspel, so that's going to prevent Thomas Shelby from being able to clean up these Stymphalian birds. You need to get that against Thea. As soon as you see Thea, that should be immediate Axe of Muspel. Otherwise, look, they don't do that much damage. They're only dealing 4.95 damage, and while it's only got 15% hack armor, 4.95 damage is only 4.95 damage. Thank you so much for the host, Matrius. Appreciate it. Now you do see the citizen coming in now, getting beaten up. And then there's a hill fort for Shelby as he's controlling this game very, very nicely. We're still not seeing Nullus attempting to get gold, as it looks like he is selling food at this point, I think. No, not really selling it. Maybe a little bit so far. The villagers were all frosted here. That's actually huge. 6 citizen frosted. But it's looking as though Nullus is able to beat this army back. The villagers making their way over to this gold mine here, or somewhere over that location there. And nice hold from Nullus so far. He's in a really good position. We're seeing Rhyme come through for Shelby. He's actually got 4 Frost Giants. So this is going to be like an extra 800 HP worth of Frost Giant, which is essentially an extra, well, 600 HP. Wait, there's a 4. I swear I saw 4 of these. Oh, it's hiding behind the tree. Okay, so I'm right. Good. Which is essentially a Frost Giant and a bit and a third. So very smart idea to get that upgrade instead of an extra Frost Giant at this point. Now the Stymphalian birds flying in, going to be looking for some raids. There's a very nice spread of dwarves here for Thomas Shelby. He's actually going after this town center here with the damage. He's got 21.6 damage here. Going to attempt to take this town center down. The Murmillo coming in. He did unfortunately heroize with very low HP Murmillo, and both those hero Murmillos do get picked off very quickly. The rest of Nellis' army coming in on this location. Now the Elves are hitting the villagers here. There is a palace over here, but there's not enough units. The Murmillo coming over to help out in defending this location here. And there's a forest fire coming, going to help take down these Arcus. Really nice play here to get the evacuation of the Frost Giants out of here. I think he should just apply all the pressure onto this top location here. That way he's going to be able to take out the gold income of Nullus. Nullus currently at 97 population. The Murmillos all get taken down. The palace not going to stand tall for very much longer, as the entirety of Thomas Shelby's army is marching up to this location. Heavy archers is coming in. And we'll see if that's going to help out or not. You see the Murmillo trying to slow this down, but these citizens need to make a break for it. It is 7 citizens. You send the Frost Giants over here to use their special on these citizens if you want to catch them, because you totally could. He does manage to hit one of them. These ones over the back do fall as well. The citizen making their way into the town center. Another farm coming up. We're seeing 116 pop for Nullus. Now Nullus. He's actually just trying to figure out a way to fight this, and Shelby is doing the gold strat. Look at this gold here. It's 1,700 gold. The market goes up, and he buys his way to the Mythic Age. He's very, very close. He was actually being pushed off this, though, so he has to move back to the town center. So smart play there by Nullus to keep raiding the gold spots. He does turn around these Dryads trying to get sniped. There's no real answer to Stymphalian birds in the army of Thomas Shelby just yet. Even though Action Muspel has now come in, they may be able to help take this down, but the Arcus will shred these very, very quickly. And meanwhile, we're seeing this palace coming back up onto this gold mine. I actually would have preferred to see maybe a sneak palace over here. We're seeing the Ulfsark returning back and try and prevent that location from getting up. The dwarves over here, we do see a sneaky citizen on this location here. The Stymphalian birds coming back in to hit this heavy infantry coming in for Shelby. Surprised to see no attempt at the Mythic Age just yet from Shelby. Meanwhile, the palace is back up. Nullus almost back up to full population here. Very, very nice play from Nullus to stay alive in this game. Economic upgrade. He's still only got pickaxe. He never got around to getting plow. Eep. And look at this. You could buy 103 food for 100 gold here. So you basically, you click that at 500, you go up to 500, it'll go up a little bit. You click it again. So you basically just need 2,000 gold to get to the Mythic Age here, given that food's been sold in this game. Maybe Shelby will notice it or not, or maybe he's aware of how the mechanic works. If you hit shift, you buy the full 500 for only 96 food, or whatever it tells you. You buy the full amount. Whenever you sell or buy, if you can, you should hold shift. Unless you're buying like just a little bit, you know. Now we see yet again that Nullus is in a very dire situation. No gold income at all. Hunter's Axe coming through for Shelby. Stymphalian birds getting sniped down by the throwing axeman here. Heavy Arcus coming in, getting sniped as well. Can't be throwing away units in this situation, in this position here. And now we're seeing another town center. Thomas Shelby going 3 town centers here. What Nullus could do is build a sky passage and then teleport his villagers into this location here to start mining this. There is a heavy Ulfsark that has spotted this citizen, so it's not going to work because he's going to lose this citizen very, very quickly. Very sad. Nice raid yet again by Nullus, hitting this gold mine as the army of Shelby out of position here, chilling over on this location. Irrigation coming through for Shelby as well. Plow finally getting researched in the 22nd minute mark here. And we're seeing the army of Shelby coming back in this infantry army. So very, very strong. The hill fort even helping out to try and take down the Stymphalian bird, but it will be retreating. Nullus retreating with everything at this point. We've got 145 or 145 pop for Shelby, but Hecate is somehow on the way for Nullus. Somehow, some way. So we'll see if the Tartarian gate's going to be able to do anything to help out in this situation. He will have Lampades in order to take down the Frost Giants and set the Frost Giants onto the Norse army potentially. 107 pop left for Nullus, and potentially Shelby can just take this town center down. In fact, he just clicked on it. And, oh. Nullus deletes it and taps out. GG. Well played by Thomas Shelby. Completely dominates this game as Nullus just, I don't know if he just didn't get economic upgrades. He then couldn't get gold mines, couldn't hold on to them. And he just like couldn't manage to take this game from Shelby, and Shelby just stuck with it, was able to hold on, got over here, ate his hunt yet again, so that helped out a ton. And that was the game. So GG, well played by Thomas Shelby, going up 1-0 in this best of 3. Move on to game number 2 very shortly. If you guys are enjoying these games, please consider hitting the follow button on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next game.